to Indian Masterminds. I'm Bhakti Kothari, and today joining us is a remarkable individual who defies stereotypes and blazes trails in more ways than one. She's not only an accomplished IAS officer, but she's also graced the runways as a fashion model and claimed the prestigious title of Mrs. India 2019. So please join me in welcoming the epitome of grace, intelligence, and beauty, the multi-talented IAS officer, Miss Ritu Suhas. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, your
Thank
journey is nothing short of inspiring. From serving the nation with dedication as an IAS officer to captivating audiences on the runway, you've truly shattered barriers and set new standards. So, could you please tell me how did you get into modeling and what was your first ever modeling experience?
thank you. God has been kind. Um, it's I would say almost 7 to 8 years would have gone by since I've been into it, and my first assignment, or rather brush up with it, was once in 2017 when there was a ramp walk and one of my friends had organized it, and they
Hmm.
requested me to participate. And I remember I was in Allahabad at that time, Prayagraj, and from Prayagraj to Lucknow, I used to just come for the trial practices and then go back the
Oh,
same day. So it was like that much, craziness and desire for it.
yeah.
And the pictures and photographs when they came, they were very much appreciated. And then I thought that yes, I might as well try sometimes into it.
Yeah. And you were also doing modeling during your college days, also, right?
Not exactly, but yes, small college pageants which are there. I had taken part in that, and I'd also won the fresher prize that is there, which usually in the colleges happen. But then these college stories they come and then they finish when the college finishes, and
Yeah.
then we go into different phases of life. So
Hmm.
all these things were dormant for quite some time.
Yeah.
But then um, at some stage of my life, then after that, when these photographs went well, I
Hmm.
thought that I can uh, take a knack into this also sometimes, because I had two children by that time.
Hmm.
So it's all juggling. So
Yeah.
I thought that once in a while I can just steal out some time for it.
Right. And modeling is something that not all parents are very comfortable of, and not all families are very comfortable from. So, what was your family's reaction to your decision to pursue your passion in fashion modeling?
Uh, when I started doing it, it is first of all very unconventional stuff because I was already married and I had two children.
Hmm.
Usually, the shelf life of a model is very less.
Hmm.
So what we call is that it's over by the time, say, you are in your mid 20s. It's finished. So in that way, it's that image we have, and we have built it up in our minds.
Hmm.
So it was like they thought that it was just maybe some fun doing it or something. So
Yeah.
they didn't take it very seriously either. And I also wasn't into that mood that I'm taking it as as a career or something. But I thought that I liked it, and since I love doing it, I thought I'll do it.
Yeah. And what was your husband's reaction? He himself is an Olympic gold medalist. So, what was his reaction to it?
He was quite amused because
Okay.
this is this is something very out of the box and very
Yeah.
different stuff.
Hmm.
I said, okay, his concern was what is the thing which you're trying to project. So his only concern was that it should be something very, compatible with the family, and it should not be very weird sort of a dress and all. He was just concerned about the dress. He said it's okay if you want it,
Hmm.
you try for it, because um, he was amused. He was actually taken aback that what a stuff. But he said okay. He said as long as it's something good and it's something very nice which is you're trying to do, you can do it.
Yeah. If you're happy, I'm happy. Yeah. So, like,
And
yeah, sorry, please tell me.
like being in this profile, and also coming from a background in which, like, I'm from UP,
Yeah.
so we are so very much laden, in fact over coated with values and rather the culture. So we
Hmm.
always want to just gel those things. So
Right.
that makes it very challenging. And I still, whenever I choose a dress, I'm very particular about what fabric or what is the cut and the designs of it. That's it.
Right, right. Yeah, one has to keep that in mind.
Yes.
And you registered for Mrs. India. So when and how did you decide, or when did you come to know about a fashion event like this? How did you register for it? And like, was this the first time you were registering for it, or had you done it before also?
I've taken parts in petty, this small, sometimes groups of your batches when they do some pageants, or sometimes that's yeah, sometimes ladies do it in house.
Yeah.
Uh, they have this teach queens and all. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a very small type of it's a pleasure seeking events.
Hmm.
But I had one once in my college,
Hmm.
the crown, and after that, at that time, that thing was the seed was there, but the only thing was then afterwards when you start looking for a job, and then after a job you have multiple roles. Then you switch on to marriage, and you switch over and take over different roles. So you hardly get time.
Hmm.
So it was once back down in 2019 when I just found I saw in a social media that there was some ad for a contest for it. So I thought that let me try, because it was initially only shortlisting the candidates, and after that they would be selecting from the shortlisted ones. So I thought let me try, because since I'm just doing it out of my hobby and a passion,
Hmm.
even if I don't win or lose, it hardly matters to me. I'm just going for a exposure.
Yeah.
So I applied for it, and then there was the trial runs, and from Prayagraj I came to Lucknow for the trial, and from UP they had selected three. Likewise, from 20 different states, three
Hmm.
contestants were there, and finally a 6 day uh, event was there,
Hmm.
in which they we had grooming, we had different rounds, and then
Hmm.
from basis of which they had awarded. And
Okay.
so it was another experience in itself,
Hmm.
and it's an amazing journey. Just a pageant is just not a crown or a title.
Hmm.
It enriches you, it enriches every contestant, because you learn and see, and it's you get a different out of world experience. You learn to be more confident,
Hmm.
and you appreciate the other person, and you know how to present yourself in a better way.
Hmm.
So it is basically the pageant is something which is self enriching rather than just a crown.
Right, right. And you mentioned about the grooming part also. So give us an insight of what goes behind those curtains. How are you groomed? How is the training done? Everything.
Yes, it's any pageant, or for that matter, any show. It is just not half an hour show. It has lots of exercise behind it, because then you have to know the sequence in the pageant. For the pageant, when the grooming goes,
Hmm.
how you walk, what you wear, what you will be saying. There are certain set of thought processes which go behind, and
Hmm.
what you will be, what is your attitude and approach. That's something you
Hmm.
cannot build in just one day. So you
Hmm.
have to mentally read good literature, read good topics, hear good speakers, so that
Hmm.
brain also starts thinking in that way, and your
Yeah.
approach becomes like that.
Yeah.
And if you're what is more important, what I feel is that if you're happy inside, and you're beautiful inside, that comes out, because
Yeah.
it is just not that piece of dress which you're wearing, or it is just not a particular way which you're walking, or what you're carrying. How you carry yourself matters. That is the
Hmm.
most important thing. So
Right.
that is the biggest part. You develop, and you see so many aspects to it. So it's just not a contestant. Behind the
Hmm.
contestant, there's so many fashion groomers, there are choreographers. You find contestants from different states, then you find everybody is, a talent in itself, and you learn to appreciate those
Hmm.
aspects. So
Hmm.
you see the other parts of it also, which is perhaps not comes into highlight so much.
Right. And you need to tell me, how did you learn to walk on in those heels? Like how they're sky high heels, and I was going through your videos and we also talked about it. I mean, how? Like how did you manage to walk on those in those heels, and just tell me the process, please.
Yes, that's it. Because walking with the heels is definitely a big, it's a practice in itself
Yeah.
because we have to we were made to wear it, and from
Hmm.
the morning we wear it and we wear it till the evening so that it becomes a nature. Because if you wear it for a half an hour and then leave it, then it comes like it's not a stalks that you're just walking.
Yeah.
And it has to come natural
Yeah.
and also to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And it is very painful, and that pain should not come out in your
Hmm.
face for a long time. So
Right,
you
right.
learn when you wear, when the moment you get the chance to sit, the first thing you should do is you should remove those slippers.
Yeah.
That's the secret behind it.
Yeah.
And others, like I think so. Women in general, when they decide to do something, they tolerate these are very small petty. Sometimes in marriages and all, it's bitter cold, but if you were planning to, wear your best outfit, you will
Yeah.
not get cold. So that's it. So it was fun. And then for a moment, you actually realize that you've just gone back to your college days somewhere in which you were perhaps more,
Hmm.
uh, you know, just full of fun and uh,
That's great. And like moving forward, of course, there are three rounds in a beauty pageant. So the second round is the Q&A round. Do you remember the questions that were asked to you during that round?
the question and answer round was in fact the final round.
Hmm.
Before that,
Okay.
there was a costume round,
Hmm.
and there was a talent round.
Hmm.
So the costume round was every person had to wear the costume of their state.
Hmm.
So which can be immediately strike you and get what you state. So
Hmm.
since I am from Uttar Pradesh, I would thought that it would be nice if I wear a sari,
Hmm.
not maybe a lehenga, but then I thought that it will be very much similar to what is in Rajasthan and Bihar,
Hmm.
because there again you'll get a sari, and from the ramp you're not able to find the fabric.
Yeah.
Just if I can wear a Banarsi sari, but that
Hmm.
fabric will be appreciated from behind.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me wear the Anarkali Taj Mahal dress. So I wore that dress, and it was one of its type in the entire in country, because that crown that which comes with Mughalism
Hmm.
get up is very
Hmm.
different. Immediately strikes that yes, this is Uttar Pradesh, this is Taj Mahal, this is
Yeah.
an international city. So I wore that, and it was very beautiful. In fact, I had borrowed it
Hmm.
from one from the Taj Mahal. There's a near Taj Mahal. There is a particular dance drama night which show which happens. So I
Okay.
had the costume from there only to get it as close to the your
Outfit
dream or
worn by Narkali. Yeah.
I wore it like it was very much like the one which was of Mughalism of Madhubala, exactly like that. So the moment you see, you realize it's Uttar Pradesh. You don't need
Hmm.
to say what is the state,
Hmm.
and it came out very well. And I got a lot of applause for that round. I
Hmm.
won also. Then
Right.
the other round, which was the talent round,
Hmm.
and it also went very well.
Hmm.
And there you discovered that everybody has so many talents.
Hmm.
Women are wonderful. There
Hmm.
were women who were good poetesses. There were
Hmm.
women who were good singers. There
Hmm.
were a few women who could just frame out very nice
Hmm.
images, and some were just making good reels. It's
Oh.
just fine. It's fantastic. So I
Hmm.
did, since I'm fond of dancing, I had
Yeah.
done a bit of my dance, and
Okay.
that's how I did that.
Hmm.
And it was a very fun-filled night. And I remember I went out till entire night till 2 o'clock,
Hmm.
and there's no sign of sleep for everybody, because everybody was just enamored by the different talents which were coming, and it's nice to see. And
Right.
last was the questionnaire round,
Yeah.
in which different questions were asked, and
Hmm.
the question which was asked to me was, what according to you is failure? How will you define failure?
Hmm.
So I had mentioned that failure is not fatal and success is never final. It
Hmm.
is the will to succeed which matters, which was the
Hmm.
famous quote by Roosevelt, and
Hmm.
that was what I had answered.
Hmm.
So that was, it was what was something which is very much appealing to the
Yeah.
heart. It gave me lots of points.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And now coming to the main moment, the main winning moment. How was it? Please describe it. Did you expect that you're gonna win? Did you see it coming? And what exactly happened? What were your thoughts? What were your emotions? Just please tell us.
Then the crown, the pageant shortlisting was done. So when the five contestants out of 60 had been shortlisted. Before that, they had given subtitles. I had
Hmm.
also got a subtitle of Beauty
Hmm.
with Brains and Intelligence. Miss
Hmm.
Intelligence. They were different terms: beautiful hair, beautiful smile, subtitles.
Hmm.
After those, the five contestants which were shortlisted. So when it came round to the five shortlisted to the five contestants, I knew I will be definitely within the first three because this round was basically for the questions,
Hmm.
and I thought that this is some way in which maybe I am more like being an empath and being more expressive. Maybe I'll
Hmm.
able to convey myself better.
Hmm.
So at that time, I thought definitely I'll be somewhere in the one, two, three.
Yeah.
But one I never thought, and when it happened, it was so beautiful a moment. I
Hmm.
recall it was so late at night. I was alone over there because my husband at that time was in Japan. He had a
Okay.
tournament.
Okay.
So I thought, whom should I call at this juncture? My children were very small. Whom should I call at this time to
Hmm.
inform? So it was my mother-in-law who
Hmm.
was awake, and I told her. So she was
Yeah.
awake because
Hmm.
she'll wait for it, and then she was the first person to whom I had conveyed, and she was very happy.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's so sweet. And this was such an amazing, I'm pretty sure it must have been amazing night, a
It
night
was
filled with
amazing.
fun and
I
frolic.
really because by the time we came out, it was almost 2 o'clock.
Hmm.
Then we had something to we munched something, and then by the time it was 4 o'clock, I then rang up at home because
Hmm.
I thought that at least now it wouldn't be that much disturbing to the people.
Yeah.
Then I had my sister and my brother and everybody at home,
Yeah.
and I informed. And then afterwards, the news broke at 7 o'clock. Here, everybody in my fraternity they
Hmm.
came to congratulated me.
Right, right. That's lovely. And like you mentioned, your kids were really small, and being a mother of two children, how difficult was it to manage and juggle between your duties as an IS officer and also your passion for fashion modeling?
It is always a juggle for all working women, I guess,
Yeah.
because this is something which all of us face in whatever profile we do, because whatever job we do that demands time, it takes away time, and God has blessed us with 24 hours only.
Yeah.
So, everybody, each of us. So my son was small; he was 3.5 years, and daughter was around 7 or 8 years old. So at that time, during the pageant, my sister had called her to be with
Hmm.
my children, and
Hmm.
my great grandmother-in-law stays with me. Otherwise, also I feel it's the family support, and especially the your in-laws, how much support they do. That
Hmm.
matters a lot, because otherwise you cannot leave the children, especially because being a mother, you
Hmm.
have your priorities with your children,
Yeah.
and only if they're comfortable can you think of any other thing. So
Hmm.
I'm blessed in that way, and thankful that my I got my family support.
Hmm.
And otherwise, juggling between a job and a passion is something really it is. But when if you have if you desire something, you may take out time for it.
Hmm.
And modeling as a career, it's not that much time demanding,
Hmm.
because shows, if they happen twice or thrice a month, it takes a day or two.
Hmm.
So I think that just imagine that if I am going for a party somewhere, or maybe I'm going out of station for a 2 day vacation. It's like that. So instead of going over some vacation like that, I would like to spend my time in this
Hmm.
way. I find it more self enriching.
Hmm.
So in that way, I balance. It's not a very regular thing. Like, we don't need to do it daily.
Hmm.
Modeling as a passion, as a hobby, I don't need to do it daily. So it
Hmm.
happens a month, 3 4 months if it happens. I need to sneak out 2 3 days. So sometimes it happens, and although if you fall sick, also you might take a leave. So in that way, I do.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I focus on my career and the children at home.
That's lovely. And also, have you ever found any similarities between your work as an IS officer and a fashion model?
Yes, it helps a lot. Again, having said that, a pageant or a hobby,
Hmm.
whatever it be, it enriches. Whether you're a painter, whether you're a singer,
Hmm.
you definitely, if it is your passion, you would, link it with somewhere. Because, like, I try to do my office work in a more aesthetic way.
Hmm.
Women by default are more aesthetic than men.
Hmm.
So, like, um, if I'm doing something about awareness of voters, if I'm doing something awareness about cleanliness, I would, try to do it and make it in a more aesthetic and a pleasing way so
Hmm.
that it attracts the attention. Like recently, we had a Swachh Vasant campaign.
Hmm.
So we try to present before the public how beautiful it will be if you have a beautiful park. So the
Hmm.
public support is something which we try to enrope.
Hmm.
So in that way, as a model, when you think you want to present yourself the best of the dress, the best of the hairstyle, the best of the cloth, the best of the walk. Similarly, you would like to enrich your campaigns in that way that they come out aesthetically in such a way that they're accepted.
Hmm.
And if I say that I want some campaign or public participation, issuing a letter is a different thing. Involving a jingle, making it, some having a photo contest with the public, or inviting reels. So that
Hmm.
makes it more happy and more public oriented,
Yeah.
and it more so that there you just that is at the back of your mind, and you can immediately correlate it with
Yeah.
like we have so many Navdevi Saman women works over here in Swachh
Hmm.
Mission.
Hmm.
So we have photo contests with the best recycled material of women. So it is something back to back, which is like your fashion show only was for good photographs.
Hmm.
So that you can immediately correlate very easily. So
Right. Right.
you do jingles, you want more jingles.
Yeah.
So you ask public to get involved. You
Yeah.
send messages in that way. So that makes it more, attractive.
Yeah, right. And coming to a very hypothetical question. So, if you had to create a new policy specifically for the fashion industry, so what would it be and why?
uh, if I had to design a fashion policy,
Hmm.
I would like each and every designer
Hmm.
to, upgrade, showcase the Indian fabric,
Hmm.
which is I still feel is unsung.
Hmm.
Because when I do shows of khadi,
Hmm.
I find khadi not only it is out of world fantastic, it
Hmm.
is the life of viewers and it is amazing. It goes well all weathers, whether it is cold, whether it is, hot weather, whether it is rainy season. But still we are not able to showcase it in on the international domain.
Hmm.
You make dresses out of it, you'll not believe it, so many dresses which I've been wearing in showcasing, they are of khadi.
Hmm.
So person has to appreciate that even a 200 rupees stuff is available in khadi to 20,000, 2 lakh rupees also. It's
Hmm.
your outlook. And if we don't promote khadi, who else will?
Hmm.
So the policy should be Indian fabric, silk. If we take up Zardosi work, we must try to, come out and loud with our local stuff. So
Right.
that would be even more loud.
Right. And now coming back to your fashion modeling gig again. What is the most memorable runway show or modeling gig that you've ever been a part of?
Uh, all shows are unique in itself, and I also try to ensure that each and every time I
Hmm.
don't keep either the dress or the get up. Once I even had a get up as a goddess Sita Mata for the silk campaign in which
Oh,
silk. Yes, it was very nice.
yeah.
So it was in the silk Mahotsav, which was recently last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing the part of Sita Mata, in which she had to go there and come out on the stage. It was
Hmm.
basically dance drama type of a campaign in which
Hmm.
I had to go there, and then the Lord is, crowned, and after that he goes for the Vanvas. So
Hmm.
that in which you come. So the
Hmm.
dress and the grace. So it was, very it soaked into me,
Yeah.
and it was very different.
Yeah.
And otherwise, there were many shows. Once there was a Khadi show again in Indira Gandhi Pratishthan, in which the dress, it was very tight. The McCain which we wear, which was very tight, and with the heels, and the dress came out as of it was out of world white color dress I had shared. So I thought, how will it come out on the stage? And I wanted to do justice with the dress and the frail, the trail and the, it was just coming.
Yeah.
So that was, and immediately after that, I had to change for the other round, which was
Okay.
another dress. And
Okay.
I saw that the head and the hairdress, they don't become upset because there's hardly a time of more than 5 minutes between the two
Right.
uh, box. So
Right.
that was a challenge, and it was just fun.
Very
So
chaotic and very fun. Yeah.
so it was it was all energy, and it was remarkable. And all dresses again were made from the local fabrics.
Hmm.
So that gives a very, when looking back, when you think, you find it's a
Hmm.
very beautiful memory, something which
Hmm.
is cherished a lifetime.
Right. And I also want to know, how do your colleagues in the IS they react when they find out about, your side career as a fashion model? So what is their reaction?
They appreciate it, and in the hindsight, like that it's great to have somebody, because when you're working and one fine day you find a flyer that today a fashion show is going on and you
Yeah.
participate. So the ladies out there, they're very happy, and they say that yes, like we should definitely have a zest
Hmm.
and desire to do something that
Hmm.
is to be appreciated. They're very happy, and it's
That
nice to have everybody around.
that's sweet actually. Yeah. And you know that International Women's Day is just around the corner. So how do you celebrate Women's Day every single year, and what impact do you feel that you add on for women empowerment in the society?
I think so. Like Women's Day is just not all about 8th March. It is something which we should celebrate daily. And we as a woman should empower each other before we expect others to do.
Hmm.
So that should be, if we look at the journey of women, it is really amazing, and it is actually a strong growth. My mother, her grandmother, from there, I am here out here working.
Hmm.
For me, like my mother and my grandmother, they were housewives. Again, the way they used to live with big palu and wheel over their heads. So that's a
Hmm.
revolution.
Yeah.
So each day is a celebration we must acknowledge and appreciate.
Hmm.
Whether a woman is working or not, even if she comes to the office for some work, she definitely has, gathered up her confidence and come and left her house, so many
Hmm.
assignments at home. So we must empower that, appreciate that spirit, and maybe she will be coming just for some ration card or some work, but she has gathered her, a lot of confidence, and she has gathered herself, and she would have thought so many times what she will speak. So it is, we must appreciate and
Yeah.
attend and make those women out coming out. We should
Yeah.
must shout out for them and support them in every possible way, and
Hmm.
empower them, every woman.
Hmm.
That's what I feel. And myself as a person, I am amongst those millions and zillions of women out there who are working. There's so many women working out there,
Hmm.
doctors, engineers, beauty parlors, and then everywhere.
Hmm.
So everybody, every woman has a talent.
Hmm.
Only she needs a chance.
Hmm.
So we must give her desired share of chance,
Hmm.
support,
Hmm.
and let her rise. So
Hmm.
she's endowed with compassion. She's endowed with a lot of creativity.
Hmm.
Men never have it. Believe me, I
Hmm.
move so often. I hardly have met any men with strong aesthetic sense or creativity. The
Hmm.
way woman perceives and you know. She empathizes. So
Yeah.
we must support all women.
Hmm. Beautiful. That was a really beautiful answer indeed. And lastly, I would like to ask you, what do you think is the beauty of being a woman?
The beauty of being a woman is the fact that she herself, she in itself, she is full of life, love, and compassion, and she's able to show the world what is care about, what actually is love about, because love is nothing but care,
Hmm.
love is nothing but compassion and living for others. And she
Hmm.
lives her life in that way, whether
Hmm.
as a mother, whether as a sister or a brother. She's always a person who has given.
Hmm.
So that's the beauty of
Hmm.
being a woman, that she gives, and that's how she gives life into
Hmm.
everything around her.
Right. Amazing, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your remarkable story with us. Your unwavering commitment to excellence in both your professional and personal endeavors definitely serves as an inspiration to all of us. And it
Thank
was
you.
lovely having you here. It was a lovely, lovely conversation. And thank you so much for joining us today.